5 months before you can play it, Grand Theft Auto 6 had already made more money than most entertainment products make in their entire existence. Not projected to, already had. And that single fact is the smallest, least interesting reason this is the game of a generation. The real reason is stranger, and it has almost nothing to do with hype. Start with the money because the money alone should stop you. Grand Theft Auto 5, the previous entry, sold somewhere around 190 million copies and generated an estimated $8 to $11 billion once you fold in GTA Online, a mode Rockstar never even officially breaks out in its own financial reporting. Compare that to Avatar, the highest-grossing film ever made, at roughly $2.9 billion after 17 years of theatrical and home release combined. A single video game built by one studio outperformed cinema's biggest blockbuster of all time by several multiples, using a mode nobody was required to buy twice. Now look at what happened the moment pre-orders opened for the sequel. Multiple industry trackers reported roughly 39 million copies pre-ordered within 24 hours, with unofficial estimates already crossing $3 billion in day one revenue for a game nobody has played a single second of. Development costs are estimated north of $1 billion, with some analysts, once marketing is folded in, pushing that figure toward $2 billion. For context, the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on Earth, cost less to construct and took 6 years. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been in active development for over 12. None of that is hype talking. Those are the actual verifiable as possible numbers behind a product that hasn't shipped yet. But money explains why people are paying attention. It doesn't explain why this specific game might represent something structurally new. For that, you have to look at what Rockstar is actually building underneath the marketing. Multiple patents filed by Take-Two, GTA 6's parent company, describe systems that go well past anything open-world gaming has shipped before. One patent covers hierarchical navigation and real-time decision networks, letting non-player characters make contextual driving choices based on traffic, weather, road type, and even a personality-driven urgency score. So an NPC running late to get his kid to practice makes measurably different decisions on the road than one who isn't. A second patent describes procedural data-driven animation blending instead of massive pre-written animation libraries, meaning a character limping in the rain while carrying groceries generates that entire compound behavior on the fly, rather than playing a single pre-baked clip. A third covers procedural interior generation, using tags and style parameters to build unique indoor spaces automatically, rather than an artist hand-placing furniture in every single building a player might walk into. Layer memory on top of that. Rockstar has described a persistent system where NPCs remember specific encounters with the player, not just a generic reputation score, meaning a character you've wronged in one neighborhood can recognize you, avoid you, or actively look for you later with no scripted trigger required. Add a live witness reporting system where NPCs' reactions to a crime depend on their individual personality and the specifics of the situation, not a fixed detection radius. Add weather-reactive routines, a full social media layer where NPC-generated content about the player's actions can ripple through the in-game population and affect how strangers treat you days later. Individually, each of these is an incremental feature. Stacked together, they describe something closer to a simulated population than a cast of scripted extras. This is the part worth sitting with. Every previous Grand Theft Auto shipped a beautifully designed stage with characters who followed scripts on that stage. What's being described here is closer to a set of systems, run simultaneously across thousands of characters, each making its own contextual decisions in real time, with memory that persists whether or not the player is anywhere nearby. That is a genuinely different kind of thing to build, and it is very plausibly the actual reason a project with this studio's resources needed 12 years and north of $1 billion to finish. Which brings you to the part of this story that has nothing to do with code. Even the packaging tells you something. Physical copies won't ship with a disc, only a code, and full disc versions won't follow until months after launch, a decision that provoked real backlash from retailers before Rockstar quietly clarified the timeline. The base edition costs $80, the Ultimate Edition $100, crossing a price threshold the industry has spent years circling and avoiding. And still, tens of millions of pre-orders landed inside a single day, a meaningful share of them reportedly for the higher-priced tier. People who haven't touched a game console in a decade are reportedly buying hardware specifically for this one release. That is not a normal transaction pattern for a $100 product. That is a population treating a single date as a fixed cultural event, the way earlier generations treated a moon landing broadcast or a series finale. Except this one comes with review bombing risk attached before a single person has played it. Put all three layers together: the unprecedented financial scale, the architecturally new approach to simulating a living world instead of scripting one, and a cultural reaction usually reserved for once-a-decade events, and you get something that's genuinely hard to categorize using the normal language of video games. This isn't just a sequel with a bigger budget and better graphics. It's closer to a test of what happens when one company is given essentially unlimited time and money to see how far simulated intelligence can be pushed inside an interactive world, wrapped in a franchise with enough built-in demand to guarantee the whole bet pays for itself before release. Whether the actual game lives up to any of this the moment it's finally playable is still an open question, and history has plenty of examples of hype outrunning delivery. But the scale of what's being attempted here, financially, technically, and culturally all at once, in a single product, is not something the entertainment industry has built before. That's the honest case for calling this the game of a generation. Not because a trailer got views, because for the first time, one studio had enough resources, enough time, and enough guaranteed demand to actually try building a world that behaves like it doesn't need you to be watching it to keep existing. You'll get to test that claim yourself soon enough. Just know that whatever you find when you load in, an entire industry already restructured itself around the assumption you would.